Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Now we've got version 2 of our Springans deck profile. A few things have changed, quite a lot has changed actually, to be fair. It's probably going to be the biggest amount of changes from version to version. I will probably have just one more version after this, just because it actually performed quite well. I don't think I ever bricked. Some hands were not obviously great, like I think one of my hands were the field spell, Rocky, 2 talents, and an imperm, I think. So that hard loses to an ash or something like that. You can't really play around that stuff. So that is something to keep in mind. But very happy with how this deck performed, and it's just so fun to play Springans, I'm not gonna lie. And I love that it's kind of good now. But starting things off, we are playing 3 Springans Rocky. Rocky's the best one just because it adds back recursion. Rocky was actually really important in some games. It's really good for the grind because in a lot of games I actually ended up starting to run out of names, which is obviously not great. Just played 2 Springans Brothers. So Brothers is good, but you kind of want to send it. You don't want to open it in your hand. It is good to open in your hand, but only if you can already get like a Rocky or something like that in the graveyard. So yeah, Springans Brothers just at a 2. One Branger. Branger is actually the one that I kind of wanted to bump up to 2. Obviously it's the Searcher, and Branger actually allows you to add Regulus with Sargass from the extra deck, and then be able to fuse, then be able to search your tally ho. So Branger is kind of good like that. And then I play 1 Sargass for the last machine Springans. He's not really, you could cut Sargass for another Branger. Potentially maybe I'll try that next one, but Sargass is kind of good to have because sometimes he can end up into an interruption. Then I'm playing the kit package this time. 2 kit, 1 branded in high spirits. I did actually prefer to have. I did actually open branded in high spirits more than I opened kit, so it's just my luck. I'm like quite an unlucky Yu-Gi-Oh player, I think. But yeah, let me move the camera slightly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm quite an unlucky Yu-Gi-Oh player, I think. Seems like every opponent I play opens Ash against me, so even in this deck. Hence why Albert Brand has been put on the back burner. But yeah, that is it for all of the Springans cards. Then I play 1 King Regulus. Just, yeah, 1's enough. When you open it, it feels nice. So potentially 2 could be good, but not the field spell. I actually used this a lot because I actually used a couple of times Negate on my turn, and then I just used Smashers to bring it back from the graveyard, which was so good. So good. Then for the level 2s, I play 1 Stein to help you make Exterio, 1 Blue, and 1 Jet. So from the last time that we played, I've cut a red. Obviously Stein makes Exterio, Blue gets you Jet, and Jet gets you a Smashers. Yeah, not much to say. Red was kind of always a brick. Like if you open one of these 2, at least you can still play, because if you normal summon Stein, then you can special Jet. Or if you then Stein, you can get Blue. You can special Blue, and then Blue gets you Jet. Do you know what I mean? You just don't have to go into your gigantic play. So yeah, very happy with these. There were some toms as well. Yeah, that is it. For the hand traps, play 3 Nibiru. This deck, if you brick or if they stop your tally ho, then it is kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. So you do need to nib them, and then it is kind of easy to go on from there. So 3 nib. Only 2 Ash, because although Ash is like quite a generic hand trap, it is mostly only good against branded, realistically. Like against Cash, like depending on their hand, if you Ash Unicorn and they've got the field spell, if they've got Birth, which they've got, do you know what I mean? Like they just have too much, so it's kind of shit. So it's only really good against branded, and at the moment my locals just doesn't have many branded players. just because of this card being in every single deck. So yeah. Then lastly, I'll put the Gamma package in. Like, I think this card is good, but it just wasn't great for me. Every time someone, like, they unintentionally played around Gamma. No one knew I had Gamma, but they just didn't activate a monster effect until I had Merrymaker on the field. And then also, when I did open this, they just didn't have any hand traps. So it's just like, I only really use this effect when I made Lambda. So yeah. Onto the spells. We obviously play 4 of the field spell, meaning 3 Golgonda and 1 Terraforming. Well, realistically, it's not the only way. But this is just discard a Spriggan's card. I kind of don't like that they said Spriggan's card. If they just said discard a card and summon, then this would be so much better. Like, no one's realistically going to play this in another deck. It's just a brick. But it makes Spriggan's just a little bit better. It wouldn't be what it is. It would be slightly better. So yeah, big bummer for that. But yeah, 4 of those. Then we've got Spriggan's Watch. So yep, 3 Spriggan's Watch. This is really good if you already have Golgonda, because it lets you send and add. So sometimes if you open a machine, and so say like you open Brothers and Spriggan's Kit and the field spell and this, there's a lot of cards, but say like that happens, you can activate the field spell, activate this, or do the field, sorry, activate the field spell, then use it to make Merrymaker, and no, that is correct, yeah, sorry. So activate the field spell, activate Spriggan's Watch, send in Rocky to the graveyard and add in Spriggan's Kit. Then you can special kit, and then you can combo like that, because you can add High Spirits, send the Brothers, add back to summon back the Rocky can add back Brothers. Kit is also going to get you another kit, so that's a rank 4 already, and you can do things like make Rafflesia so that you can't be Astral Nibbed by sending Gravedigger's Trap Hole. I did try that, but I opened the Trap Hole more than I was able to open Kit, so I didn't get to do that. But that's a good way to combo, and then it sets you up like a way to play around Ash and Nib. 2 Booty, just 2 because on its own it's crap. So yeah, it doesn't have any other relevant effect. So it is a negate, but it's just not going to happen. So yeah, only those 2. It basically just gets you the field spell. Tally Ho, this card is busted. Like, it's a rotor and a soul charge, so very, very good. It does feel shit to have this ashed, I'm not going to lie. So I do try to set up the Therian King first. That's why I might bump the King up to 2. But yeah, I actually really enjoy the Tally Ho. Like, this card is so fucked. And it's really good as an interruption as well. So like, if you open Smashers, or if you open another follow-up, you can Branger add a second one of these for your opponent's turn, and you can activate it, detach from like a Gigantic you've still got on the field or something like that, and then Sargass now pops. This adds you Recursion, you can maybe summon, and then you get to pop a card as well. So pop or bounce. So yeah, this is very good. Then we've got 2 Smashers. Smashers is smashing. People just don't think, they're like, what are you banishing? Like, how are you banishing? I'm like, I'm not. I'm summoning from grave. And then you summon King Regulus and they go, oh, fuck. Because I think in one of my boards I didn't end with a negate, but I ended up with like a few back row, because I think I had like 2 Imperms set, a Tally Ho, this, Sargass on field, and something else. They just went standby main phase, battle phase, and I just went, cool, in the battle phase, I'll go Smashers, banish, summon back King Regulus, and they were like, oh, fuck. And I was like, yeah, I'm living. So yeah, Smashers is good. Like I mentioned before, the 1 High Spirits, you just use this with Kit. You send like a Spriggan's machine monster to the graveyard, and Sprint from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then you get to add Kit. So you get the normal Kit, add this, do that little play, then summon Kit, and that is now your hard made Merrymaker, which you can now summon off Tally-Ho if you want to, or you can make another rank for. You can make like Bagooska if you wanted to, or you can make Rafflesia like I mentioned before, so yeah. Then for the last 3 spells, I played 2 talents. I'm going to cut this down to 1 straight away. That might be my other Regulus, because it seems to be this is like Gamma. Whenever I open this card, no one has fuck all. So yeah, it is nice going second, but going first is just doo-doo for me. 1 called by, just because you lose to Ash. Like Branded, if they Ash or Tally-Ho, then it feels shit. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are played 2 Infinite Impermanence. I think it's just a solid card at the moment, and it's just better than playing something like Veiler, because at least this is another form of interaction you can set and then you can play on your opponent's turn. Veiler's kind of shit in your hand if you've gone, if they do other things. So yeah, I prefer, if you like open this as your 6th card, it's much better than opening Veiler as your 6th card. So Veiler's dead in your hand and this is actual interruption. Then for the extra deck, guys, so we've got 2 Springans Merrymaker. This is the best one. There was actually a game that I actually run out of these because people read Springans cards and they just kept banishing these when they came on field, so that was fucking annoying. But 2 Merrymaker, this one when it's summoned sends one from deck to grave. 1 Explorer. This only really comes up, I never want to pop anything. This only really comes up because it becomes 26 if you have the field spell. So that's quite good to like beat over most things. And then it's easy to make a Zeus because you can just beat over something, attach to it, then overlay for Sargass, add overlay for Zeus. So yeah, I like that. 2 Sargass, the card that makes this deck much more playable. So this card, I didn't realise that it's not on summon the effect to add. It's actually just if it has material. So if you do it your turn and then negate it, and then somehow he's still on the field on your turn again, you can just do it again. So this is actually so good. I didn't realise that until I actually fully read the card. But you can add a Spriggans card or a Therian card. So this card is like really good. I enjoy it very much. Then for more XEs, we play 1 Giga X. This adds Stein. 1 Gigantic Sprite that gets you into your Sprite engine using Platinum Gadget and Stein. 1 number 65. I don't have an English one. This is actually really hard to find. I had to buy an Italian one. But yeah, this is a negate and burn for some reason. And then lastly, we've got 1 Zeus. I don't have 2 Zeus, otherwise I might play a 2nd Zeus, but I wouldn't know what I would cut, to be fair. The extra deck is quite tight. Then for the fusions, we play 1 Exterio and 1 Sprint. Sprint is obviously for the High Spirits package, so if you don't play the High Spirit stuff, then you could cut this, but Exterio, yeah, is kind of necessary. Most games, if you make this, you're kind of gonna win, unless someone is much, like I did actually go full combo and someone broke my board with Sprite Cash. So Fenrir is actually a big issue for this because it's specials, and then if they try to act like starter or activate anything and you're going to negate it, then they're just going to banish your Exterio. So Fenrir is actually a big issue for this guy. This would actually be broken against Branded, but again, there's just like no Branded players in my locals, so it's kind of annoying. We got 1 Platinum Gadget. You make this with Gigan X and another Spriggans monster, and then this obviously is Summon Stein. 1 Lambda. Lambda's obviously, you can make this at the end because you have enough materials to make another Link 2. So you make Lambda or you make IP. I made IP just because if you don't open Gamma, then making this kind of feels a bit shit, but you do have enough materials to make another interaction. So I just play IP and Unicorn. Hopefully these get like an ultra printing because golds look crap, but the artworks are nice, so yeah. But yeah, that is it for the extra deck. So guys, that is it for the deck profile. Yeah, Spriggans is actually really good. Someone did actually top YCS London with Spriggans. They came top 64, I think it was, with a list very similar to this. I did take some inspiration from their list, like the Brandon High Spirit stuff made sense. So I did that. Only playing the one Regulus. I'm kind of going to add, I think I would play 2, just because opening it feels good. You don't want to open it all the time, you don't want to open multiple copies, but at least if you open that or Tally Ho, then the rest of your combo just feels much better. So yeah, definitely going to play 2 of those, and then yeah, being able to play like quite a few hand traps in this is obviously a lot better as well. I might try to bump up the hand trap ratio for the next one, or some better going second and first cards, some sort of like utility. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Version 3 will be coming soon, and yeah, look out for that. Thanks for watching.